Hey there guys, Shaq from Shaqtech here. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today I want to show you my custom built keyboard, my GK64, and talk to you how I built it, what it was like to build, and maybe if it's for you to have a delve into the custom keyboard community. So let's get this started. What makes it a custom keyboard is the requirement to put together various parts. So you get the case, you get the PCB, you get the metal, you get the plate, either metal, plastic, etc. You get your switches and your keycaps, and you have to yourself put them together, and it allows you to have the ability to modify and put together these parts in a way that you prefer and like. You also have free reign in what parts to put in certain ways in terms of compatibilities, of course, within that kind of reach, but you're able to look for certain qualities in products, a sense of keycaps types, and etc. So the key components is the case, so you can get cases in various materials. Here for my build we just went with the plastic version. This is the GK64 model, as well as I mentioned before. So the plastic doesn't feel cheap, it feels pretty solid. You're able to get aluminum cases, you're able to get other metallic cases, you're able to go wooden cases, and you're able to swap them out and screw them in. Inside the case we then have the PCB. Now the PCB is like the circuit board, it's the brain. It will convert the signals from your key presses into actions on your computer. On top of that we have our plate. Now the plate is just there to cover the PCB, protect it, and secure all your switches as well. And then on top of that we have the switches. This keyboard is running the brown switches. Mentioned in my previous keyboard video, I talked about how I didn't like the feel of those switches, which were Roma Gs. These are the brown switches, a little bit more of a tactile feel to it, etc. You're able to get various amounts of various switches out there, all with a different kind of feel. So I suggest going out there, trying different keyboards, trying different switches, finding one that feels right for you. Also, next we were able to get the keycaps. Now the keycap set I'm using on this keyboard is the Tfue Ducky keycap set. Nothing specifically because of my liking to Tfue or Fortnite. Specifically I like the colorway, and the set itself had the required keys that I wanted for my keyboard, and it was at a very affordable price. These keycaps are double shot PBT. As you can see at the bottom, they've used a double shot PBT, and you never get that worn out effect on the keys. These keycaps were actually significantly cheap compared to some of the other keycap manufacturers out there. If you've heard of GMK keycaps, you know that they can range all the way up to from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars. Personal opinion though is and hearing from other reviews and whatnot, is that these, specifically the Ducky keycaps, the double shot PBTs, there doesn't seem to be that much of a major difference in those keycaps. Keep that in mind when you're shopping, knowing that you don't have to splurge out to get a very good key set. Then in terms of making the keyboard, it was quite simple. It was at first daunting when I was watching how do I do this, how do that. You can get two types of PCBs, a hot swap PCB or a regular PCB, where the switches, when you put the switches into the keyboard on a hot swap like this keyboard, you're able to pull them out again at a later date if you want to modify or whatnot without requiring any soldering. The regular PCBs, you have to solder them to the board, so that's much more of a task to get them out. So going through this keyboard making experience, the keyboard feels really great. The end product I'm really happy with. Feels a lot better than the keyboard I was using before. As mentioned, I was switching from that due to my dislike in the feel. It feels great when typing, feels great when you're gaming, etc. And I'll make sure to put links down to everything I've used in this build or anything similar if it's not available down below, so you can go check them out. But then it comes to my main point, is this going into the customizing keyboard for everyone. Do I recommend it? That's a tough one. There's a big misconception that building a custom keyboard will actually save you a lot of money to a game mechanical keyboard. In most cases, not. Especially if you want to get the quality on par to a really decent pre-made gaming mechanical keyboard, you're most likely going to save more money buying something like a Razer keyboard or a Logitech keyboard, etc. The reason for this is you're buying these individual parts. Some of these parts are really customized and custom built, such as the case and the PCB. For example, in this case, it costs around $56 US for the case of PCB, so this is quite a lower end budget one, quite cheap in that aspect. But then you add on things such as the switches for a pack of 70, amount of $15. You want to buy lubrication, maybe another $20. You've got the keycap. Now the keycap sets can be extremely expensive if you're looking for particular ones. Especially if you're looking for PBT double shots. So what I mean by that, they're the more durable set. In a lot of these standard keyboards, a lot of these things you see in your office, in your school labs and whatnot, are ABS plastics. They wear down very quickly. They can get like that oily kind of look as well. Those can be significantly cheaper, but as soon as you start looking for double shot PBT keycaps, the price ranges can go all the way up from about $100 all the way for full key sets, all the way from $100 to GM key sets all the way to thousands of dollars. The more of the uniqueness of your form factor, the more care you're going to have to be looking for keycap sets. It kind of restricts you in sizes. You may have noticed on my key set, for example, in the shift key, there's the plus button, and then the other side is the end button. This is just due to the keycaps set not having these the exact sizes of these keycaps in store. For me though, the goal was to actually just cover the keyboard initially, then look into the future by modifiers where you're able to just buy these shift keys and whatnot. So to conclude, is it for you? Will it make you a better gamer? Probably not. Will it make you a better typer? Maybe. It may feel a lot more better. It may make you feel, if you're someone who writes reports a lot, if you're used to a mechanical keyboard and you're looking for that, yes, it's worth it. But keep in mind that it will probably cost you a lot more money. That really concludes it for me. I'll put links down to everything down below, any resources that may help. Feel free to drop a question down below, or if you want to start a discussion, if you had anything you disagreed with in the video, leave it down below. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, Eyeball1, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.